So Dynamite Comics decided to cancel Cecil's cover and bend the knee to the outrage mob. Oh boy, who's really surprised to see this coming? Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have it better tomorrow. So Dynamite Comics, they bent the knee because a bunch of SJWs came in screaming over the Cecil Vamperella cover. Over Cecil's cover for Vamperella. This is so ridiculous. This is one of the stupidest things. They bent the knee to the outrage mob because they were freaking out. This is what Dynamite Comics had to say in response to all the SJWs screaming over it. And speaking with Cecil, neither one of us realized the cover would be so polarizing. We discussed and are not moving forward with the cover or the campaign. Nick Barucci, CEO and publisher of Dynamite. There was nothing at all polarizing about that cover. Nothing at all. But of course, they had to bend the knee to the outrage mob because, they were screaming over this cover because they were like, I will never buy from you ever again. As you can see, people were saying, yet another reason not to buy from Dynamite. Yeah, these are people that don't even support your comics, Dynamite. And yet you decide, oh, they're upset. We got to bend the knee to them. Good God. This is absolutely ridiculous. But of course, they see a bunch of people on Twitter screaming because they think they're the real fans that actually support them when these are the people that don't support them at all. And then they think, oh, well, we got to pull it. It's so stupid. There were some people coming in here stating, in addition to all the controversy, the cover is utter shit. It looks like Sonya and Vamperella's puffy clay breath becomes sentient and are trying to escape from their melted bodies with some fat weirdo caught in between them. Just trash, anything to make a buck, am I right? And then, of course, they're trying to bring down Comicsgate by stating, is business so bad for you that you need to associate with bigoted, women-hating misogynists? Now, this is the old argument they typically make up about Comicsgate. They make up things that, oh, Comicsgate's an ist, or it's a phobe, or, it's a woman hater. They always try to say that about anyone that's in Comicsgate. That's not true at all. Comicsgate is none of those things. But, of course, they're going to make up whatever argument they can. Whatever the worst thing they can make up to say about Comicsgate, you better believe SJWs are going to say the worst thing they can think of off the top of their heads. Of course they will. Because they can't stand Comicsgate. Despite the fact Comicsgate is very successful. And, funny thing is that everyone there, they've been making excellent comics that have been making them very, very wealthy. They've been very successful and they're a very good movement. But leave it to SJWs to try to bring them down as much as they can, making up whatever things they can think of. That's just how they always do this. And then, of course, you have people like the outrage mob that don't support Dynamite Comics, make them bend the knee. This is one of the most cowardly things that I've ever seen. It's always like this. This is why you can't make deals with these big companies. Because when you do, if it's somebody that they don't like or disagree with, then they're going to try to tear down that company and that person they don't like. And in this case, they don't like Cecil, so they went after Cecil. He was target number one for them. And, this is what people were also saying that came into Cecil's defense. All these lifelong Dynamite customers responding to this with the copy and pasted response of, this makes my decision to not buy Dynamite Comics ever again easier, are all fake fans who have never bought a single Dynamite comic in their lives. It's a scare tactic. And that's what it is. It's exactly a scare tactic. This is exactly what they do to try to ruin people they don't like. This is exactly the tactic they use. Now, shout-outs to Nerdrotic. Nerdrotic came in here and stated, all-time bad decision. There is no more top talent in the industry worth losing this many customers over. Next, they will come after you for Vamperella and Deja Thoris. Look, the boys' violence and toxic masculinity. It will never end until you say no. And Nerdrotic's absolutely right. Unless they stand their ground and say no, well, guess what? The outrage mob's going to continue. I mean, that's just how this works until they get the changes. And even the changes will never be enough. I mean, everybody knows this. Ichibaka came in here and stated, learn, and I like the statement that he used. Fearless creativity is needed now more than ever, by Peter Simeti. And that, very good statement. Data Racer 117 came in here and stated, do not cave into these dorks. Cecil has done nothing wrong. Just reading their utter meltdowns over the weekend should tell you they aren't rational, functioning adults. Oh, that's very true. They will continue to bully you until you tell them no. They act like children, treat them like children. And yet again, Data Racer is absolutely correct. That's how these people work. They act like children. They scream nonsense. They try to ruin anything that's fun or good. That's why you have to always stand your ground to these people. You know, you can't let them get in, because once they do, they will never stop. They never do. Doomcock came in here. Shout out to Doomcock. He stated, "Wow, way to alienate not only a great comic book creator, but all of his fans, and for what? To placate a bunch of whiny crybabies who can't tolerate any challenge to their worldviews? Holy shit. Way to take a stand for creative freedom, you dickless weasels." He also went on to state, "So much for freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Those things are only free now so long as publishers agree with you. Otherwise, shut up. Right, Dynamite Comics?" He's absolutely right. I mean, the insanity of all this. You know, and for what? Just for people who were screaming over a cover that they think's offensive when there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, which I'm going to show the cover in just a moment. But I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And then, shout out to just some guy. He came in here and stated, "Yeah, I don't think it was polarizing, Dynamite Comics. I think you're just afraid of a thimble full of pros who took enough time away from fapping to drag kids to bitch on Twitter about something they don't actually care about." Oh, oh, that is so true. And then also that Umbrella guy, shout out to him. He came out and stated, "This was what many were waiting on. Dynamite saying more on the subject than any accusation of who they are ever could. The progressive SJW mob, that came for you. They won't relent. They'll take this as a sign that you did wrong, and they'll burn you to the ground." Exactly. That's because that's what SJWs do. They continue to make everybody else miserable. They continue to try to ruin everyone as much as they can. That's exactly what they do here. And for Dynamite to bend the knee, you have lost the respect of many of your customers that will probably never come back to you ever again. And for very good reason. For very good reason, for sure. Dynamite Comics announced that Cecil's big cover canceled after targeted by social media campaign involving Gail Simone, Mark Russell, Doc Schneider, and more. Oh, good God, Gail Simone. I can't stand that woman. Cannot stand her. Dynamite Comics announced they would no longer be publishing Cecil's big cover, a variant cover for the upcoming Vengeance of Vamperella #1 series by Tom Sinotsky and artist Michael Stamaria. If I butchered any of that, I apologize. The comic book publisher had recently announced the variant cover and launched an Indiegogo. Now, a lot of people were supporting this Indiegogo, and this is actually the cover. This is what SJWs are screaming over. This is what they find to be a problem. I see nothing wrong with this. Nothing at all wrong with this. In fact, this is a brilliant cover. I think this looks absolutely fantastic. But no, we can't have nice things, because guess what? SJWs make sure to ruin that. Because they ruin everything. Dynamite Comics made the announcement that the project was canceled on Twitter with a quote from Dynamite publisher and CEO Nick Baruchi. Now, of course, we've already seen the statement, but this is absolutely ridiculous. This is a very cowardly move by Dynamite Comics for them to bend the knee here, to completely cancel the campaign. I mean, for what? What did you get out of this, Dynamite? Let me ask you, what did you genuinely get out of this? Because I can guarantee you, what you lost was the respect of your customers, as well as you lost out on money by doing this. And it's all because people were screaming that they were upset. I mean, and it did nothing for you, except for make people lose respect for you and you lose customers. Congratulations, Dynamite, on your cowardice. Now, not only that, but of course, Kwanzaa. Oh, good lord. Kwanzaa came in here and stated, "The women, BIPOC, and LGBTQIA in comics who they target don't get to choose. We've been harassed, threatened, and doxxed by because of these mother effers who Dynamite is blatantly promoted because of no backlash." With no proof, by the way. You have no evidence to back what you've stated, and you've never tried to prove that you've had any evidence, by the way, Kwanzaa. I mean, what are you going to do, Dynamite? You going to print out all of his terrible comics? Because, good God, we all know Kwanzaa's books are trash. I mean, they are. They're trash. "Which is too many of y'all being mad, quiet, acting funny, and confused. Some think it's about effing politics. Others have a project with Dynamite, don't want to have in your body. some of y'all secretly agree with these scumbags. But F that, and honestly, F you. These people, these a-holes have harassed for years are supposed to be your colleagues and friends, but y'all ain't got shit to say now. You know, the only hate that I'm seeing is coming from people like Kwanzaa. That's the only hate I'm seeing, because they try to say that Comicsgate is a hate movement. Okay, well, where is it? Because the only hate group I'm seeing here, Kwanzaa, is you. And anybody that is like Gail Simone as well, and Mark Russell. You are the only ones who are pushing this hate movement. With Kwanzaa now saying also, y'all are making effing declarations to not be predators. Black it out on your profile pics. But too many of you know for a fact that Nick Marucci is working to legitimize a hate group. Effing silence? When? When did he legitimize a hate group? Comicsgate is not a hate group. Like I said, the only hate that is coming on here is from people like you, Kwanzaa. That's the only hate that is being thrown out there. Because Comicsgate's not throwing out hate. They're definitely not. They're throwing out success with their good comics. Of course, Gail Simone had to come in here and say, here's the thing, I am not being silent for career reasons. I am not being silent at all. I'm taking a minute to process something personally very disappointing and sad. If I'm not doing that on your timer, don't know what to say. Oh, good God. Yeah, and these are the people that they bent the knee to. These so-called professionals, which are all talentless hacks. Let me tell you, these people like Gail Simone, Kwanzaa, and Mark Russell are nothing but hacks. They are not good at their job. And to thank the Dynamite. Dynamite would want to stay on their side when not only are they terrible at their job, but they're terrible people. They've been supporting some very terrible things, let me tell you. And they would side with people like Gail Simone, Mark Russell, and Kwanzaa. Good Lord. A Dynamite, you have lost respect from so many people, myself included. And, you know, for anyone watching this, I wouldn't give them the dime anymore. I would not support them ever again, personally. That's just me, and I know I'm not going to again. Just some guy also stated this, which was a very good point. Yes, you'd rather affiliate with the harassers, people who have done very terrible things, the fiends, who made up the comic book industry. You tell, Mark. And see, this is the thing, Dynamite. You know, by siding with people like Mark Russell, you're siding with a bunch of very terrible people. I just want to throw it out there that have done very, very, very terrible things. So, you know, you think this is a good idea to go with talent, which, by the way, those people like Gail Simone, Mark Russell, and Kwanzaa, they're not talent. That's not talent. You know, those are hacks. You know, and to side with those people is just pathetic. To let the outrage mob dictate what you decide to do. This is extremely cowardly. I mean, Dynamite just decided to just bend the knee. I remember seeing this over the weekend when this was going on, and I thought this was absolutely absurd stuff. And then for Dynamite to come out and do this, you know, for Dynamite to just give in to the SJWs, I just thought, oh, good one. You know, now you've lost so many customers, as well as you've given in to people that don't even support you. Good job, Dynamite. Sounds like a very terrible idea and very cowardly one at that. And I gotta give props to Gorn. He made a really good meme here. And this was about Dynamite Comics stating, we're sorry, please don't leave. We'll cancel the Cecil cover. We'll label Comicsgate a hate movement. We'll continue bringing mail-out funds to BLM and Antifa. I mean, seriously. You know, Dynamite, you wanted to give in to the outrage mob. Well, just to let you know, you have lost tons of respect from many, many people. You have lost your customers here. And I don't blame anybody who is not going to support you anymore. And I myself am backing away from any support because you know what? It's not worth it. You know, good job. This is one of the most cowardly moves I've seen, and you've lost respect of your customers for it. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And make sure you were still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.